away. Oh, white folks knows I'm working. They know 'twon't be no shirking. Hi-ho, I knows I'll get my pay. Ain't no use kicking, 'cause I'll be picking till all my children is grown. Then I'll shuffle and skip and shuffle to have a field of my own. All my life I've been making it, all my life. White folks taking it, this old heart, they just breaking it. Ain't got a thing to show for what I've done, but things get brighter, loads get lighter. I'll keep a-plugging away.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Oscar.
What is this? It's not night. Oh, fine thing at this time in the morning, blinds all closed. What's the matter here? Where's Miss Regina? It's cold in here.
Miss Regina ain't down yet.
She had any word?
No, sir.
Don't you think a girl at that age could have enough sense to get on one place and get off at another?
Something must have happened. If Zan say she coming last night, she coming last night. Unless something happened, she'll fire disgrace to let a baby like that go all that way alone to bring home a sick man.
You do a lot of judging around here, don't you, Hattie? A lot of judging of your white folks, I mean.
I'm tired. I've been up all night watching for him.
Addie, who's there? Oh, it's you, Oscar. What are you doing here so early? I just woke up. I'm not even properly dressed yet.
You had any word from them?
No.
Then something certainly has happened. People don't say they're arriving on Thursday night and haven't come by Friday morning.
Nothing has happened. Alexandra doesn't have enough sense to send a message.
Well, if nothing has happened, then why aren't they here?
You asked me that 10 times last night. My Oscar, you do fret so. Anything could have happened. They could have missed connections in Atlanta. The train could have been delayed. 100 things could have kept him.
Well, where's Ben?
Where should he be? At home. Probably. I don't tuck him in his bed and take him out. Have some coffee and stop worrying.
Have some coffee? There isn't any coffee! Oh, there you are. Does everything in this house always run late?
Shooting late, Mr. Oscar?
First day I missed since I had a head cold. First day I missed in 8 years.
Simon said he had mine a good day yesterday morning. Simon say.
Well, pretty good. Pretty good.
But you got enough Bob White and squirrel tail? Named Tom Jesus party. Some of me eat some kind of think it was over. Let me a piece of that meat, boy.
Cal, if I catch a nigger this time going shooting, you know what's going to happen?
Talk, I say nothing about nothing. I was just saying that Simon said you had a good morning. So Leo, breakfast with us this morning?
Boys in the bank don't know a thing. Haven't had any message.
What are you doing here, son?
Well, you told me to find out if the boys had any message from Uncle Horace or Zane.
I told you if they had a message, then to bring it here. I told you if they didn't have a message, then stay at the bank and do your work.
Oh, I guess I misunderstood.
You didn't misunderstand. You were just looking for an excuse to take an hour off. You've got to stop that sort of thing. You have to start settling down. You're going to be a married man one of these days.
Yes, sir.
And you have to stop it with that woman in Mobile. Listen, you're young, and I've got no objection to outside women. That is, I've got no objection with outside women as long as they don't interfere with serious things. Outside women have their place, but now is not their place. You have to realize that.
Yes, sir. I'll tell her. She'll act all right about it.
And you need to start working hard at the bank, too. You have to convince your Uncle Horace that you make a fit husband for Alexandra.
Well, what do you think has happened to him? He was supposed to be here last night. Bet you Uncle Ben's mighty worried. $75,000 worried.
Well, he ought to be. Damn well ought to be. First Horace doesn't answer letters, then he don't come home.
Well, what will happen if he don't come home or don't want to put up...
Don't want to put up the money? Well, we'll get it from outside easy enough.
But you don't want outsiders.
What do I care who gets my share? I've been shaved already. Served Ben right if he had to give away some of his.
Well, damn shame what they did to you.
Don't talk so loud. Don't you worry. When I die, you'll have as much as the rest. You may even have yours and Alexandra's. Not so easily licked.
I wasn't thinking of myself, Papa.
Well, you should be. You should be. It's every man's duty to think of himself.
You think Uncle Horace don't want to go in on this?
Well, that's my hunch. But he's shown no signs of loving it yet.
Oh, but he hasn't listened to Aunt Regina yet either. He'll go along. It's too good of a thing. Why wouldn't he want to? He's got plenty and plenty to invest with. He doesn't even have to sell anything. $88,000 worth of Union Pacific bonds sitting right there in a safe deposit box. All he's got to do is open the box.
Mighty late breakfast for this fancy house. Yes, he's had those bonds for 15 years. Bought them when they were low and just locked them up.
Yep. Just has to open the box. Well, that's all. Easy as easy could be. All the things in that box, Papa. There's all them bonds, looking mighty fine. And then right next to him is a baby shoe of Zan's and a cheap old cameo on a string and, nobody believed this, but a piece of an old violin. Not even a whole violin, just a piece of an old thing, a piece of violin.
A piece of violin. What do you think of that?
Yes, sirree. Lots of other crazy things, too. He's got a poem, I guess it is, signed with his mother's name on it, and 2 old school books with notes. He's got this
How do you
melody.
know what's in the box, son?
Well, it was one of the boys, sir. It was one of the boys at the bank. He just up and took Mander's keys. It was Joe Horns. He just up and took Mander's keys, and, well, he took out the box. And then they all asked me if I wanted to see, too, so I looked a little, I guess. But then I made him close the box quick, and I told him never to do it again.
Joe Horns, you say? He opened it.
Yes, sir, he did. My word of honor. I guess that doesn't excuse me for looking either, but I made him put the keys back in Mander's drawer, and I told him it was a
Now,
sin.
don't lie to me,
and
son. I'm not going to be angry with you. Did you open the box yourself?
No, sir, I didn't.
Now,
I told
I'm
you.
not going to be angry with you. Sometimes a fellow should get credit for taking a look at what's around him. Sometimes that's a good sign in a fellow your age. There are many great men out there who have made their fortune with their eyes. Did you open the box?
No, sir, I didn't. I told you it was Joe
did you
Horns.
open the box? Look, it may have been a good thing if you did.
I opened it.
Is that the truth? Did anybody else know that you opened it? Come on, Leo, you don't have to be afraid of speaking the truth to me.
No, nobody knew. Nobody was in the bank when I did it.
Did
but
your Uncle Horse ever know that you opened the box?
No, he only looks at it every 6 months when he cuts coupons, and sometimes even Mander does that for him. Well, Uncle Horace don't even have the keys. Mander keeps them for him. Imagine not looking at all that. You could bet if I had them bonds, I'm
Well,
watching
if
my
you
clock.
had them. Well, if you had them, then you could have a share in the mill. You and me. Nice big share, too. Oh, well, it's not as if a man could get shot for wanting to see his only son get on in this world, can he, boy?
No, we can't. Natural enough, Papa, but I haven't got the bonds, and Uncle Horace has, so we can just sit back and wait to be a millionaire.
Do you think your Uncle Horse likes you well enough to maybe lend you the bonds if he's not going to use them himself?
Papa, it must be you haven't had your breakfast. Lend me the bonds. My God.
I suppose not. That's just a fancy of mine. You're alone. 3-4 months tops. Enough time to pay it back then. I mean, anyway, it's only April. Well, if he doesn't look at them again until fall, well, he wouldn't even notice that they were out of box.
Nope, wouldn't even miss them. Oh, well, nice thought.
No, wouldn't even miss them. I mean, how could he miss them if he never looks at them? Oh, and here we are waiting around for him to come home and invest money in something he hasn't lifted a finger to get. Oh, I don't know. I just keep thinking that he's acting strange. Oh, well, you laugh when I say that he could lend you the bonds if he wasn't going to use them himself, but would it hurt him?
No.
People
No.
ought to help other people. That's not always the way it happens, though. Sometimes you got to think of yourself. Morning, Ben.
Fine sunny morning. Any news of the runaways?
There's no news, you would have heard about it. Oh, quite a convention so early in the morning, aren't y'all?
Well, you're rising mighty late these days. Is that how they do things in Chicago society?
Oh, Carter, he died up there in Senateville. 81. That's a pretty good age for any of us, huh? So what do you think really happened to Horace, Regina?
Nothing.
You don't think maybe he never started from Baltimore and never intends to start?
Of course they've started. Didn't I have a letter from Alexandra? What is so strange about people arriving late? He's got that cousin in Savannah he's so fond of. Maybe they stopped off to see him. They'll be along sometime later today. Very flattered that you and Oscar were so worried about it.
Well, I am a natural worrier, especially when I'm trying to close a business deal and one of my partners is silent and invisible.
Oh, is that it? I thought you were worried about Horace's health.
Well, of course we are worried. I'm worried. It's the first day I haven't shot since I had a head cold.
Well, then you haven't had your breakfast. Go along now. Come on. Have your breakfast.
Regina, that cousin of Horace has been dead for years. And in any case, that train does not stop in Savannah.
Did he die? My Ben. They'll always remember about people dying. Now, I'm going to have my breakfast in peace and read my newspaper.
Well, this is my second breakfast. The first one was bad. Chloe ain't the cook she used to be. Old age took away her taste. If she hadn't belonged to Mama, I'd send her back to the country.
Well, Uncle Horace will have some tales to tell, I bet. Well, Baltimore is a lively town.
This is cold. Cal, take it back.
This ain't all the heat. This ain't all the heat.
When I was in school, 3 of the boys and myself, we took a train down to Baltimore. It was so big we thought we were in Europe.
I've always liked to have breakfast alone. I hate chattering before I've had something hot. Do be still, Leo.
How are you, Hattie? How have you been?
I'm all right, Mr. Horace. I just been worried about you.
Now, don't tell me how worried you were. We couldn't help it, and there's no way to send a message.
Yes, sir. I was mighty worried.
We had to stop in Mobile overnight. Papa didn't feel well, and the trip was too much for him, and I made him stop and rest. No, don't touch that. It's Father's medicine. I'll hold it. It mustn't break. Now, about the stuff outside, Papa must have his wheelchair. I'll get that in the valises.
Since when you got to carry your own valises? Since when I ain't old enough to hold a bottle of medicine? Mr. Horace, you feel all right?
Glad to be sitting down.
No, he doesn't feel all right. He just says that. The trip was very hard on him, and now he must go right to bed.
Them fancy doctors, they give you help?
They did their best.
Papa, can I have your part of the paper?
I bet Mama was worried about us. I better tell her we're here now.
Lan, not for a minute, dear.
Papa, you feel bad again? I know you did. Do you want your medicine?
No, I don't feel that way. Just tired, darling. Let me rest a minute.
Yes, but Mama will be mad if I don't tell her we're here.
They're all in there eating breakfast.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Are they all here? Why do they always have to be here? I was hoping that Papa wouldn't see nobody. That'd be nice for him and quiet.
Then let your papa rest for a minute.
Hattie, I bet your coffee's as good as ever. They don't have such good coffee up north. Is it as good as?
Mm-hmm.
No, Dr. Reeves said no coffee. Just now and then. I'm nurse now, Eddie.
Oh, well, you'd be a better one if you didn't look so dirty. Now go and take a bath, Miss Grown-Up. Change your linens. Get out a fresh dress and give your hair a good brushing. Go on.
Will you be all right, Papa?
Go on.
The pills Papa must take once every 4 hours, and the bottle only if it feels really bad. Now don't move until I get back, and don't talk too much, and remember about his medicine.
Ring the bell and have her help you, and then I'm gonna make you a fresh breakfast.
How's Aunt Bird? Is she here?